Hey guys, DJ from PTA. I'm going to go over August 5th trades. Just want to kind of go over some caps that went over. I didn't trade today. I actually missed two good opportunities to add to some previous positions that I had. I'm going to go over those as well. But there's a few things that's making the market look a little strange, a little different than it normally does. But we're going to see how this upcoming week it's going to play out. I know the SPY is rallying right now, coming into today, August 8th. But this is going to be for August 5th. Obviously, it was a green power day after it had gapped down and it recaptured its gains. So for the most part, I'm still looking at this key area, looking at how it reacts. I think if it holds this line, we may get a continuation onto this line, or all in all, it may collapse and come back down to 390. That would probably be ideal and make the most sense when it comes to the overall market. The trade that I missed out on was the Twitter trade. Now, Twitter had a nice little pull up. Remember that my point average is pretty low, and I want to try to keep it that way. So I know I started off at 36.41. I think I got an average around 38, 39 right now. So most of my shares are sitting here. I wanted to get it off the weekly break right here into crushing it. So I probably, if it knock out high a day, which is currently 44 in pre-market, I probably start adding into that position. So kind of break that down, look over the 5-minute. You can see over the last couple of days, it's been kind of trending. Went sideways for a few days to gather up and went up to 44. So if it does break and hold 44 sometime this week, I'll probably be adding to that position just to allow it to keep running, add to your winners. The next one I want to go over will be SIGA. This is another one that took off, missed opportunity as far as positioning. I still got a lot of shares sitting at I want to say they 1760s or something like that. Wanted to get it off the top of here again for the break. They break and hold, take off, and then add into that position. That position is probably the largest position I have currently right now. I have quite a few shares still sitting in that. So I know I'm up about $5 or $7 per share. So that's been worked out to be a really nice trade, nice swing so far. The next trade will be the AMC trade. Now, AMC trade, I don't have a lot of shares, but the positioning on this is really good. I got in around 11. Give me a second here. I got in around 1168, so I got in about right there. I ended up missing the ad. The ad would have been here off a previous month, or even previous week would have been right there, and running into that. That would have been an excellent ad because I would have been able to double up with it coming back and touching my support. This would have been a good ad here at 14. I think, no, I didn't add at 14, but I wanted to add definitely here. But unfortunately, I wasn't trading that day, wasn't on the desk. So it ended up taking off. AMC got some really good news coming out because of the AMC preferred stock that they're doing. I think that the stock is rallying right now just because a lot of people are paying attention to it. So it's one of those things. And then also you're starting to get a bit of a pattern here coming off of the lows. Now, the reason why I use 1168 as a critical area is just because of the transitional move it did here. So when it popped up here, I wanted to go up. It went up to 15, came back, respected it, and then held. When it started to hold, which was here, I knew we were in the good. I did take off shares right around 17, 18 into this previous month high. That was actually right out the opening on that day because I think it got up to pre-market highs of 18 something, and then it fell. So I took some stuff off there, but I wanted to re-add here. So I didn't get to do the re-add. What I would like to do is see it go up a little bit more, come back, maybe retest the previous month high, and then allow for a move going higher. So this should be a decent move overall. And these are all my swing trades. The next one is BBBY, Bed Bath and Beyond, former runner. I like the support that it had here. This was really good support. What ended up happening is once we got this bounce, I believe after that 455 bounce, adding in here would have been great, and taking it off. This was just a really good trade altogether if you were swinging it. But again, it's really yesterday's move was really what the tail sign was. I think that was just a really good move. Once it actually formed, it took off. So right here was a critical area. This became a nice critical area, and I think that this set up for the move that you're seeing right now into after pre-market. So this move here was the setup here, but the actual move, the interest, was right around there. So ultimately, it's, it shook out to be a good move. I like the ABC on this one. It shook out to be a really good move overall. So let me go down to the 1 minute, because then you can really see the action. So right there, when it formed A, popped down, formed B, and then it held, this would have been your A, B, C into the move, held, and then it took off. So it was really a decent move. Just had to wait for it. For the most part, if you had a got in somewhere around a sevens, you could have got in at 7, risking the 680, 20-cent risk. You still would have been in the move, would have been at 12 right now. So BBBY, really good move, really decent move, and had a good catalyst. The next move I'm gonna go over is REV. REV was another one. Had this pop move, pulled back, and then it held. This was a really solid day on the 5th. It had about 5.3 million in volume, not as much as the day of the move, which was 56. So anything above $9 will be somewhere ideal to be able to push everyone out and push the stock higher. So my thoughts is anything break and hold above 9 would probably be ideal for this, but we shall see. Now going into the actual chart, after it made this major move, went to the 10s, consolidated, and now you had this perk move right here. So this was the move on Friday that set up, and it looks like it's going to continue on, may hold some weight into this morning, but we shall see. This was a nice pullback into support, and then the bounce, and then it held. So to me personally, I would have definitely took this trade just because of how the stock was looking and held it overnight, especially with this big ramp up here. So overall, the market's been moving in a higher direction. I just don't know if the stability of it for long term is going to be there. But for all the ones that I am swinging, definitely going to continue to add into those positions and just size up and collect as you go. All right, guys, if you have any questions, concerns, leave them in the comment section. Hit that like button, share this, as well as hit your notification button so you don't miss any of the other videos that I'm going to be releasing. And guys, as I tell new traders and old, stay studying and stay focused.